What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Today we're taking a look at a brand that we haven't shown on the channel before, other than the unboxing itself. This is the Ruike P662-B. This particular one does come with a little multi-tool key. Since we've not done anything from Ruike, I am going to go ahead and show you guys what comes in there. Again, this one does have the little multi-tool. That's probably a limited time thing. Then, of course, you get your little paperwork pamphlet, and so on and so forth. Inside you have the knife itself. We're not going to spend any real time on the keychain thing, because I mean you can see what it is. It's a keychain with a bunch of probably mostly useless tools, but it looks like you might have the ability to, you know, tear open a package or two or something like that. So just in case you forget your knife or whatnot. Let's get all this stuff out of the way and focus on the knife itself. I'm honestly quite surprised with this knife. I don't know why. I've known about Ruike for a long time, probably at this point somewhere around 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere around in there. My wife and I went on my family, we went on a vacation up to the mountains. I think it was one of the first years we were together, and there was a little general store and they sold knives, and they had a bunch of Ruike knives, so I picked up the Ruike Fang at that time. Sound off down below if you guys want to see a review of that knife. It's one that I've had in the collection for many years. They still make that knife. So anyway, and you know, I've known about these guys for a while, and it's just, you know, it's kind of one of those knife brands where I've not really purchased anything else from them, and recently won this in a giveaway on Instagram, and so yeah, I figured what the heck, we'll do a little bit of information on it. Jump into some specs on this thing. You're looking at a 2.91 inch blade, a 6.67 inch overall, and only 2.3 ounces. So it's a very lightweight knife, especially considering the size, you know, almost a 3-inch blade. It is running 14C 28N blade steel, and they run theirs between 58 and 60. But the good thing about this knife is its price tag. You're only looking at $30. So 30 bucks for 14C and G10, that's pretty doggone nice, especially for the size that you're looking at and what you're getting for that 30 bucks. Now, it is a one-sided thumb stud operation. Now, there's no lefty love. There's no lanyard love. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There is lanyard love. Looky there. But no lefty love, and I do believe this knife is running on washers as well. So it's not a, you know, you see there, it's not a drop-shut knife. This is kind of more of a, almost like a gentleman-style knife with a really nice, kind of a modified Wharncliffe blade. Let's go ahead and jump into some close-ups of it here. We'll go from there, go through our usual routine. So looking at, again, really nicely textured G10. It does have some chamfering here on the edges. It's not really soft chamfering, so it's not completely rolled. It's just more of like a 45-degree chamfering all the way around. And then on the front here, it's kind of a dug in a little bit. It's kind of hard to describe, but you can certainly kind of see that there, how it's not a completely rounded off. Single screw design, so you do only have one body screw. A nice little G10 backspacer. There is your lanyard loop. And then we have an inset with flat screws pocket clip. Pretty strong steel pocket clip. Not quite deep carry, but you do have enough there to grab and pull the knife out. You can see I have carried it just a little bit, so there's just some marks there from my shorts. Again, it does go in and out the pockets pretty easily. It's not anything where it's getting, you know, snagged or anything like that. Taking a look at her blade, so it is a nice little stonewash blade. You've got a swedged, kind of modified Wharncliffe, modified sheep's footy blade here. Almost a little bit of a kind of almost a harpoon there. And there again, you have that single thumb stud operation. Thumb stud's done very well. Location's good. Action works great. You have your Ruike logo there. And then backside, you got all the information in the world, model number and whatever that is underneath it. And then again, it is a Sandvik 14C blade. Lockup is pretty good. Yeah, lockup looks good there. Take a look at the sharpening. So the plunge grind's actually really nice. Plunge grind's done very well. We don't have a sharpening choil though, so you are going to run into that plunge grind pretty quickly. That could be easily remedied, but that is a really nice plunge grind. That's good to see. Sharpening looks to be good. Take a look at this side. Let's flip them back and forth. Yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty symmetrical. Tip looks like it might be off. Let's see here. No, tip is really good. Tip is pretty freaking straight. That's nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our centering. The centering is spot on, right out of the box. No issues there. Again, for a $30 knife, you know, I'm not really going to complain about it. It's done very well. Got a really nice detent. Oh, if I flick the knife out. So really nice detent on there. I haven't done anything with the knife. I haven't taken it apart or tried to go through and, you know, see how try to tune it or anything like that. No real issues with that with that action. Again, it's just kind of that that old school, you know, washer action where you're just going to, you know, close the knife manually, no drop shutty or anything like that. Hardware seemed to be okay there. Let's just check it with the Old Reliable. Yeah, we got just a little bit of play, and then it looks like we got T6 hardware for the rest of it. And just, I mean, just the most minute amount of play on the other screws. So no real issues there whatsoever. Ergonomics, it is a thin, fairly small knife. So again, we're only looking at, you know, just under, you know, just over 6.5 inches overall length. But the handle feel is really nice. It does really, I mean, it feels great in the hand. Nothing to really complain about. Nothing to really, you know, shout about. So it's just kind of a in between knife. But again, for a $30 knife, I have no real issues. If I was to nitpick anything, I would love to see some chamfering here on the lock bar, give you a little more comfort in that lock bar. But again, it's not really a fidget knife, so you're not going to be disengaging it frequently. So, you know, I don't think that's really going to be a problem, but it would be a nice quality of life thing there, just to have a little bit of chamfering right there on the lock bar itself, just to give you a little bit of relief on your thumb. But outside of that, I really don't have any issues with the knife at all. For a $30 knife, I could certainly use it as a beater or as a nice gentlemanly budget blade. So yeah, it gives you a nice alternative to, you know, some of the other, you know, ultra budget knives out there, and gives you a little something else to look at. So all right, well, with that, I do say I appreciate each and every one of you as always. Please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Y'all take care.